Started.
Okay, welcome to DEO and DCEB Suryapeta YouTube channel. This is Vadde Chandrasekhar. Welcome to online classes for 10th class social studies. I am working as school assistant at GHS CPS Madira in Khammam district. So now we are discussing climate of India, fourth lesson in 10th class social studies. So up to now we have completed two classes in this lesson. In this lesson we are discussing about the climate and weather. So we have learnt what is climate and what is weather. What are the influencing factors? Some natural influencing factors are there. Latitude, relief, land-water relationship, upper air circulation. These are the natural factors which are influencing weather and climate. But because of nowadays we are growing very rapidly with technologically, scientifically in all the ways. So because of our human activities, so much of disturbance is creating on the Earth's surface, but the natural setup of the Earth's surface is disturbing because of human activities that leads to the changes in our climate and weather. So these changes are giving a bad results to the human society and human beings. So because of these changes, so what are these changes and what are the reasons for these? What are natural or human made factors which are influencing climate? We will discuss all these things. Okay, today's class learning outcomes. The student defines global warming. So this is the first important aspect in our today's class, that is a global warming. So by listening this class, student understands what is the global warming and he can define that. The student expands AGW. What is AGW? So the student is able to write reasons for the global warming. So what are the reasons for global warming? The student explains the impact of global warming on India. And the student can suggest some measures to reduce global warming. So these are the learning outcomes of today's class. So up to now we have discussed about the climate, weather and the influencing factors of climate and weather. And we have discussed about the monsoon system of climate, monsoon system in India, southwest monsoons and northeast monsoons. But nowadays some changes are occurring in our natural setup of climate because of some human activities. So that is nothing but global warming. So as Earth started to take its shape from a fireball to a planet, many gases were released. A thin layer of gases surrounds the Earth and provides us several benefits. The thin layer of gases is not which surrounds the Earth is nothing but atmosphere. So because of atmosphere, we have so many benefits. If we don't have atmosphere, we cannot live on the Earth. So in that atmosphere, it's a layer of gases, some oxygen, ozone, nitrogen, methane, carbon dioxide, so many gases are present in our atmosphere. So in that oxygen is important for us, and we have ozone layer in the atmosphere. So because of ozone layer, I think we are all well aware about the ozone layer and its importance in our life. Ozone layer protects us from ultraviolet rays which are coming from sun. So the ozone layer protects ultraviolet rays and it stops them not to enter onto the Earth's surface. So if we don't have ozone layer in atmosphere, we may get ultraviolet rays directly to our Earth surface and we may face so many problems because of that rays. Okay, keeping us warm is one of the most important things that atmosphere does for us. So what is the importance of atmosphere on Earth's surface for human beings? It keeps us warm on Earth's surface. So simply we can say that we are getting light and heat from sun rays which are coming from sun. But here is a important thing that when the sun rays are coming to the Earth's surface, those cannot heats up the atmospheric gases. But when the sun rays reached the Earth's surface, they radiated back into the atmosphere. Because of the radiation, the sun rays, when radiated back into the atmosphere, then only the gases which are present in atmosphere heats up because of the Earth's radiation. Okay, so because of this atmosphere, we have some warm nature on Earth surface. But here, because of our human activities, because of our daily activities or our industrialization, our fast life and technological development, so much of human activities are caused for global warming. The normal temperature on Earth's surface increasing gradually with rapid speed. So if you observe, so this is a world map or globe we can observe. So the light colors are having normal temperatures. So slowly the continents are, the temperature of the continent is increasing. So from 0 degree to 6-7 degrees up to. Okay, this is about the observation of global warming. So what is global warming? Increasing in the normal temperature of the Earth's surface is nothing but global warming. So what will happen if global warming happens, or if the temperature increases on the Earth's surface? So the atmosphere traps a lot of solar energy, reaches the Earth by preventing it to escaping back into space. So now only we discussed atmosphere traps the solar energy which came from the sun, and it prevents to escape into the space. It stops some of the heat on Earth's surface. Because of that heat, we are living on Earth's surface. So that time this is called nothing but greenhouse effect. But the temperature which is going back into the space, which is obstructing by atmosphere, it is increasing day by day because of our human activities, because of our fossil fuels or plastic usage, or so many industrialization affect the temperature on the Earth's surface is increasing. If the Earth did not have this atmosphere, it would be very cold indeed. So if we don't have atmosphere, what will happen? The total energy or sunlight or heat which came to the Earth's surface, it radiated back into the space. There is no warm conditions on Earth's surface. But the atmosphere, when it is obstructing the some of the heat which is coming from sun, at the same time, because of human activities, it is increasing day by day on Earth's surface. The normal temperatures are increasing. Since 19th century, the planet has been warming up very rapidly. Earth has been through many cycles of warming and cooling. So on Earth's surface, we have sometimes warm conditions are there, sometimes cool conditions are there. So these are cyclic in nature. So here you can observe the picture, the globe. So how the temperatures are increasing like a fireball. Okay. So if the temperatures are increasing like this in future also, we may get so many problems. So many changes will occur in the climate and weather in which is surrounds us. So if we have climatic changes, that will leads to so many bad result for the human beings. So earlier the cycles takes long time and it's to adapt to the changes. So many changes are there. The problem now is that the heating is much more rapid and could lead to catastrophic changes. So some of the heat we need up to normal, but if it increases rapidly, we cannot bear that. So that will harmful for the vegetation, water bodies and continents and human life also. Much of the warming that has been occurring since industrial revolution. Children, can you guess why the heat or temperature is increasing from industrial revolution only. So because of industrial revolution, we have set up so many industries for the production process, production purpose. So these industries are using fossil fuels and they are releasing effluents with so many pollutants. So because of the pollutants which are releasing into the atmosphere or water bodies or into the soil, those are causing for the global warming, and they are causing for the increasing of temperature. These are all human activities. The present global warming trend is called AGWO. Okay, W. What do you mean by AGW? Anthropogenic global warming. What do you mean by anthropogenic global warming? So the temperatures may increase on Earth's surface because of some natural factors or because of some human or man-made factors. That is nothing but anthropogenic global warming. So the temperatures on the globe are increasing because of human activities, because of humans. That global warming is called as anthropogenic global warming. In shortcut, we can call it as AGW. Okay, children. So causing AGW and climate change. So what is the impact of anthropogenic global warming on climatic conditions? So it is causing many changes in distribution of heat in the Earth system. So distribution of heat. So in earlier classes, we have discussed about the pressure belts and the impact of latitude on Earth's surface. We are discussed about when we are going towards polar regions, the temperatures are decreasing, and when we are going towards equatorial regions, the temperatures are increasing. So based on the latitude, the heat is distributed on Earth's surface in differently. But because of the anthropogenic global warming, it is disturbing. The natural distribution of heat on Earth's surface is disturbing because of anthropogenic global warming. So at the same time, we have some atmospheric circulations and we have some oceanic circulations. They are redistributing the heat in the world. Atmospheric circulations. In the previous class, we have discussed about upper air circulations, nothing but jet streams. Okay, which are formed on 25th north latitude with the elevation of 12,000 meters from the Earth's surface. So because of the atmospheric air circulations and oceanic currents or circulations, the heat is redistributing from one place to another place. So this is disturbing. This is a natural phenomena. This is disturbing by the global warming because of human activities. AGW disturbs this and the redistribution system. With this, weather and climatic patterns change. So some natural weather conditions are there, climatic patterns are there on the Earth's surface. So these are disturbing because of the global warming. So in long term and short term also. Here you can observe human fingerprints are all over our climate. So how we are disturbing, how human activities are causing for the changes in the climatic conditions, natural climatic conditions. For example, here more fossil fuel, carbon in trees. So we are using fossil fuels. Fossil fuels nothing but petrol, diesel, kerosene. All these are coal. These are all fossil fuels. So by using these, we are creating or we are releasing so much of pollutants into the atmosphere, and we are releasing into the water bodies and soil. So these pollutants are disturbing the natural setup of the atmosphere. So nights warming faster than days. So in the previous class, we have discussed about sea breezes and land breezes because of difference in heating of land and ocean bodies. Okay, so land heats up very fastly and cools down very fastly than ocean. But this is also disturbing because of pollutants. winter warming faster than summer. So in winter seasons, we have to get some low, we have to record some low temperatures, but because of this global warming, the temperatures in winter season, they are recording as more than the normal temperatures. Because of that, the ice caps which are there in Antarctica region and Arctic region, they are melting in winter season also. That will raise the sea level. Okay, more fossil fuel carbon in coral. So like this, coral reefs also having carbon because of the fossil fuels. Pattern of ocean warming, this is also disturbing because of human activities. More fossil fuel carbon in the air. So here you can observe an industry releasing the gases into the air, which are having more carbon, more heat returning to earth, less oxygen in the air. So because of disturbance, because of pollutants which are releasing into the atmosphere, the natural percentage of oxygen is decreasing and other pollutants are increasing. Okay, cooling upper atmosphere. So this is also one of the disturbance. Less heat escaping to space. So the atmosphere should give chance to escape some heat which radiated back from Earth's surface into the space. But because of the pollutants which appears in the atmosphere, they are not allowing the heat to escape into the space. That heat is there in the atmosphere only. That leads to the high temperatures on Earth's surface. So to reduce global warming, to reduce temperatures because of human activities on Earth's surface, some international organizations are working. So the international effort is going on this issue to reduce the problem. So for this, IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, this is an international organization which is working on global warming and climate change, and it is working to reduce global warming at temperatures on Earth, and it is trying to restore the natural climatic conditions. So it is formed to address this issue, held many conferences to work out a treaty among the nations to reduce AGWO. So how can we control anthropogenic global warming? Because by controlling our human activities, which creates more pollution in the atmosphere, we can control anthropogenic global warming and try to slow down the process of climate change. If we can control the human activities which creates more pollution, automatically we can slow down the process of climate change. So we can sometimes we can stop the climate change also if we can control our activities. So this is a conference, IPCC conference, which was held in 2015 in Paris, the capital city of France. So in this conference, 195 countries signed an agreement to control the global warming and temperature. The IPCC 2015 Paris Summit came to an agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to well below 2 degrees above pre-industrialization level. So now only we discussed, because of industrial revolution and establishment of industries, the temperatures are increasing very rapidly in the 19th century. So in this summit, which was held in 2015, they decided to reduce the temperatures below 2 degrees above pre-industrialization. It means the temperatures which are having before industrialization. So they decided to reduce below the 2 degrees. On this agreement, total 195 countries signed on this. Broadly, disagreements are between developed and developing countries. Here is the problem in controlling global warming. The developing countries and developed countries. Developed countries are arguing that developing countries should stop usage of fossil fuels in their developmental activities. But at the same time, the developing countries are arguing that developed countries already developed by using these fossil fuels, they developed and they are giving suggestions to the developing countries to stop fossil fuels. But if we stop usage of fossil fuels, that affects our development of the country. This is the argument of the developing countries. At the same time, developing countries arguing that developed countries already released so much of pollutants by using fossil fuels in earlier days. That's why, in the name of compensation, they should give some help to the developing countries to overcome this problem. So already developed countries, they have huge amount of money, so they should give some amount to the developing countries to overcome this problem. So then developing countries also can cope up with the developed countries to overcome this problem. This is the argument of here is the main gap between developed countries and developing countries in this issue only. So what are the reasons? AGW, anthropogenic global warming, may lead to rapid and drastic climate change which threaten life as we know it. So if increases like this in future also, it is very threaten for life as we know it. So it is very danger to our human life. Nowadays we are experiencing, because of the cell phone radiation, the small birds are disappearing from the earth surface like sparrows, because of so many industrial effluents which are released into the rivers. So the biodiversity of the water bodies is disturbing because of the pollutants which are releasing into the water river bodies. So water animals like that, water life which is there in water is disturbing because of pollutants. And one more thing is deforestation is contributing global warming. So in the name of industrialization, in the name of development, in the name of construction of huge buildings and huge industries and construction of roads, we are cutting trees. So this leads to deforestation. Deforestation leads to global warming. So if we have sufficient green cover on Earth's surface, it neutralizes the atmospheric conditions and it neutralizes the pollutants which released into the atmosphere. But nowadays, because of developmental activities, deforestation is going on very rapidly. That is a major problem now. Then burning of fossil fuels. We are using fossil fuels for our two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers and the industries. For every purpose, we are using fossil fuels. For for electricity purpose, generation purpose, we are using fossil fuels. So usage of fossil fuels also creating so much of heat in the atmosphere. So one more reason is that usage of plastic. In every day, every minute, without plastic, we are unable to live. So in every aspect, plastic is one of the important aspect in our life, our lifestyle. So that is also major problem which creates global warming. So these are the reasons. So children, observe the picture. What happened in this picture? So some of the people, they burnt forest area and they cleared forest area for agriculture purpose, for industrial purpose, for settlements purpose. But it leads to global warming. Day by day, the green cover, natural vegetation is decreasing on Earth's surface. So up to now, we have discussed about global warming and anthropogenic global warming and climate change. Now come to our India. What is the impact of climate change on India? So though a rise of 2 degrees centigrade in average temperature to be small, but it leads to 1 meter sea level increase. So now only we discussed if the temperatures will increase in winter season or normally, that leads to the melting of ice which is there in ice caps, particularly in a Arctic Circle, Arctic area and Antarctica areas. So the ice which is there in Arctic and Antarctica areas, if it melts totally, that leads to the rise of sea level. If the sea level will increase, so many coastal areas are there in all the continents, so much of population is living in coastal areas that will submerged into the sea. The total area, the coastal area will submerge into the sea, and the people who are living in the coastal areas, they have to go back into the far from the coastal areas. So that will cause it for cause for the sea level increase. So now we are experiencing cyclones in Bay of Bengal near Andaman area. Because of the cyclones, so many who are living in coastal areas, they are affecting by this. On March 30th, the slum was bulldozed amid heavy police presence. So at the time of cyclones, it's a big issue to vacate the people who are living in slum areas and so these are ice caps, ice covered. So full, if the temperatures will increase, the total ice melts and join with the seawater. What will happen? Automatically, the sea level will increase. So you are seeing the picture, that is a coastal India, particularly South India, southern peninsula. It surrounds with water in 3 sides: east side Bay of Bengal, and south side Indian Ocean, and west side Arabian Sea is there. If the sea level increase, the coastal area black line is there. Children, are you observing the black line on the coastal areas? So these coastal area, eastern coastal and western coastal areas will sea water. Okay, what will happen in our India? Most densely populated cities are there in this coastal area only. From here in the eastern side, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam, okay, Chennai. So come to the Mumbai. These are all major cities in India. The topmost major cities which have more population, more than crores of population is there in these cities. If the sea level will increase, these areas will submerge, and these people, they have to vacate from the coastal areas and they have to go into the other places. Then it leads to so many other problems. Okay, this is a result of global warming. So if so many changes occur in the climate because of the global warming, some places they will become barren lands without minimum rainfall. So this is one of the area which locates in Thar Desert, which is there in Rajasthan. So like this, so many places will become like desert areas. So then we will not get water for our livelihood. So the other effect would be on rainfall. So because of the global warming, so in this year we are experiencing so much of rains. Okay, sometimes it disturbs rainfall also. In some places they may experience floods. In some places they may experience drought prone areas, drought prone conditions. So more erratic can lead to greater imbalances in the rainfall also. In some places excess rainfall, in some places normal and low rainfall. It affects the agriculture pattern and people livelihood to a greater extent. Okay, so it disturbs the agriculture. nowadays we are observing the disturbance in southwest monsoons. So up to in some years, in recent years, we are not getting rainfall up to July, August also in rainy season. But in our India, rainy season starts with from mid June. But up to August also, we are not getting sufficient rainfall in rainy season. That is the effect of global warming. So here, one more thing is we are observing the picture. These are mangroves, which are there in coastal areas, which protects from tides and sea waves. But nowadays, the total mangroves are cutting because human purpose. So these are the embankments. So because of Aila cyclone, these embankments, broken embankments, and the sea water entered into the settlements, and the people, they are repairing the embankments on the coastal areas. So here you can observe the sea water which came into the settlements who are living on coastal areas. Okay, so if we have mangroves, we can stop this water not to enter into the settlements. So mangroves protects the waves not to enter into the settlements. So now I will recapture the lesson briefly. The normal temperature is increasing rapidly. So on the earth surface, we should have some normal temperature, but because of human activities, because of anthropogenic global warming, the normal temperatures are increasing very rapidly. If the temperatures are increasing like this, we may face so many problems. Changes are occurring in the climate very rapidly. Greenhouse effect is important and vital for life to survive on this planet. The current global warming trend is called anthropogenic global warming. To reduce the normal temperatures on Earth's surface, IPCC, International Organization, IPCC, International Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, 2015, they held a summit and they decided to control the normal temperatures below than 2 degrees above pre-industrialization level. And these global warming caused for flash floods, droughts, and famines. So everyone should think about global warming, and because of our activities only, the temperatures are increasing. That's why we should not cause it for the increasing of temperatures. We have to control our activities, which creates more temperatures. So this is a lesson. These are the evaluation questions for evaluation purpose. So define global warming. So you have to write what is global warming. So expand AGW. How many our human activities contributing to global warming? So here you have to write all the activities which causes for global warming. What are the reasons for deforestation? Why the forest cover is decreasing day by day? So write the reasons. Explain about the impact of global warming on India. These are the 5 questions for evaluation purpose. Children, up to now we have discussed 3 parts in the 4th lesson, climate of India. So up to now we have discussed 3 parts, climate of 3 parts in climate of India. Now with this class we have completed this lesson, 4th lesson from 10th class social studies. Children, if you didn't understand the lesson, once again you try to listen the class or video, and if you have doubts, even though you consult your class teacher, social studies teachers in your school. Okay, thank you one and all. Sir. Sir Gurmut sir. Sir Gurmut sir.
Mark sir, are you there, Mark sir?